through all the towns and villages of Galilee. This is Gamla in the Galilee, so Jesus would have been here. And we know that there's a synagogue. Actually, what we're looking at, you can't make it out maybe, but in the bottom left corner right down there is the synagogue.
Wherever you see that cover, see that.
Oh, there we
cover?
go. Okay, thank you.
That's where the synagogue is.
So, and that synagogue is extremely significant to me because it's a first century synagogue. We're going to see a number of synagogues over the next few days, but they're not necessarily first century synagogues. Sometimes they're third century, fourth century. They're built over the first century synagogue, but you're not actually at the floor level. And the reason that's significant to us is that Jesus' feet would have touched that floor. And so that just always interested me to think that's the synagogue he would have walked in.
Let me ask you, what another synagogue we saw already from the first century? Where did we see a first century synagogue?
Down in the desert.
Yes,
Yeah,
Masada.
very good.
One in Masada.
Right. So the difference is it's not in the Galilee, so Jesus' feet wouldn't have touched there.
This
Right.
is from the time of Jesus. The one
Right.
in Masada is from after Jesus. Remember, the rebels came over there. Jesus died already when they came over there.
Right. So I would be walking us down here, and there is a pathway. I would walk us down there to see that first century synagogue up close if we weren't going to see another one. And it was, when I was here 11 years ago, this was the only first century synagogue in Galilee. They've now found several others, and we're going to be at another one tomorrow. So we've saved a 4-hour hike back and forth. So that's a good thing. But there is some very significant history here. It's not directly biblical reference, but it's biblical context and history, because this is the last holdout of the Zealots. So remember, Jesus, just incredible, right? How he picked his disciples, fishermen, tax collector, zealot. Zealots and tax collectors couldn't have hated each other anymore. But Jesus put them all together and said, let's be an En-Gedi community, right? Let's be broom trees, let's get along. Let's be united by a mission, right? And so this was the last stronghold for the Zealots. There is someone in history named Yosef ben Netanyahu.
Matityahu.
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 Yes. And he was born in 37 AD, so just after the ascension, and Christianity was just getting, underway. The church was just starting. But he was born into an aristocratic family in Jerusalem, and he studied with the Pharisees. He was a highly intelligent, very intellectual. But as he came into adulthood, they had the Jewish-Roman wars. And he was a general in the war for Israel against the Romans.
Let me say a few words about
Of course.
it. So he was from a priestly family.